Hello, good morning, everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the lab exercise, which is the lab exercise 7. Okay. So basically, lab exercise 7 is completely based on the concept called exception handling. Okay. So exception handling. Once you know the concepts of exception handling, it is very easy to answer this lab exercise 7 program. Okay. So I'll just want to I'll just give the description of the program. That is what we are going to do in 7th exercise. Basically, there are two programs. Both are related to exception handling concept. Okay. So the first program is see here. The first program is write a Java program that describes exception handling mechanism. So he just simply saying that write a program which demonstrate the use of exception handling and how to use that. Okay. See, basically exception handling is what? Nothing but whatever the code you are expecting some error in that code. Okay. So the code which you suspect to be having some errors, that code should be kept for an inspection. Okay. Once again, I am repeating the definition. Generally, we write code in Java. So at some point, because of the input or because of some external things, your code will be disturbed. An exception will be happened. What is exception? Exception is an unusual behavior which occurs in a program. Okay, by taking the input or by some external force, something has happened which is unusual to the program. Okay, which is not planned, which is not ready for. Okay, so those kind of things are called exceptions, which happens to your program. So here with the exception handling mechanism, he is telling that those type of exceptions can be predeterminately, you can inspect the code, and if you come across with such kind of error, you can handle it properly. Okay, isn't it? So thing is, once again, I'm repeating the definition of the exception. An exception occurs in a program. An exception occurs in a program. That means exception is something called an unusual behavior which happens in the program without your knowledge. Okay, those kind of exceptions can be predeterminately guessed by you, and we can handle those errors efficiently by using this concept. Okay, so ప్రోగ్రాంలో ఎర్రర్స్ వస్తాయని చెప్పి మనం ముందుగానే గ్రహించి, ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఎర్రర్స్? సింటాక్స్ ఎర్రర్స్ కాదు, ఇన్పుట్లో ఎర్రర్స్ కానీ, లేకపోతే ఎక్స్టర్నల్గా మనం ఏదన్నా వాల్యూ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు, లేకపోతే ఏదన్నా ఒక కొత్త డివైస్ మనం కనెక్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు దానివల్ల మన ప్రోగ్రాంలో ఏదన్నా ప్రాబ్లం వస్తుందని చెప్పి మనం ముందే గ్రహించి అలాంటి వాటిని మనం ఈజీగా హ్యాండిల్ చేయొచ్చు. ఎగ్జాంపుల్గా 2 numbers నేను తీసుకున్నాను. ఓకే, సో ఇఫ్ ఐ టేక్ 2 numbers a comma b, when I am performing arithmetic operation, that means the division operation on those numbers, the denominator should not be 0 at any cost. If you try to use if you try to give denominator as 0, a by b చేసినప్పుడు మీరు A should be an integer value, B should be an integer value. Okay, or otherwise, if you are trying to give the denominator value as, if you are trying to give the denominator value as 0, then the program doesn't understand what to do at that time. So automatically the program will be halted. That means program మొత్తం ఆగిపోతుంది. ఓకే, వెంటనే అది ప్రోగ్రామ్ నుంచి బయటకు వచ్చేసి ఎర్రర్ మీకు చూపిస్తుంది. అలా కాకుండా ఇక్కడ ఏమంటున్నారంటే అలాంటి ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ ని మనం ముందుగానే గ్రహించి వాటిని ఎఫిషియెంట్ గా హ్యాండిల్ చేయొచ్చు. ఇప్పుడు నేను అక్కడ బి వాల్యూ 0 ఇవ్వడం వల్ల ఎర్రర్ వచ్చిందని చెప్పి నాకు తెలియదు, because I don't know what is happening in that program. Suddenly program has stopped and it come out of that window. I don't know what happened exactly. Okay, so మరి మనకు ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది అంటే ఎక్సెప్షన్ హ్యాండ్లింగ్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ద్వారా అసలు అక్కడ జరిగిన మిస్టేక్ ఏంటి అనేది యూజర్ కి తెలిసే విధంగా మనం చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, so that is a kind of a concept called exception handling. So these concepts already we have learned in Python, right? So that's why exception handling is the best mechanism to handle the errors or exception, whatever we call. Okay, so here the thing is exception handling can be done by writing some code by using some keywords: try, catch, okay, finally, throws, ఇలాంటివన్నీ కూడా మనకి కీవర్డ్స్ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. By using these keywords we can efficiently handle the exceptions. Okay, so there are basically two blocks. One is a try block and second one is a catch block. So whatever the code you want to inspect, that should be written in the try block. And error వచ్చినప్పుడు సిస్టమ్ ఎలా రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వాలి అనేది మీరు క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ లో రాయాలి. సో యూ షుడ్ రైట్ దిస్ ఇన్ ఏ క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్. Okay, so this is what we are implementing the exception handling mechanism. So in a small example here, just I'm writing a main program, then I am writing some code in try block because I am guessing that the error will happen at this point. Okay, so first of all I'll print something called welcome, and then I am taking some variables a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 0. I am doing c is equal to a by b. So what I am doing, a by b, a value is 5 and b value is 0. So then the output will be displayed in the c. C loki output ravali, a c anedi meeku ikkada display avvali. That is what the program is. Okay, so ikkada error వచ్చే chances ఏమిటి? b value 0 కాబట్టి 0, a by 0 చేసినప్పుడు ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఆగిపోతుంది. సో ఇలాంటి వాటిని మనం హ్యాండిల్ ఎలా చేస్తామంటే క్యాచ్ అనేది రాయాలి. క్యాచ్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఇక్కడ ఎర్రర్ వచ్చినప్పుడు సిస్టమ్ ఎలా రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వాలి అనేది క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ లో రాయాలి. ఏం రాయాలి? డివిజన్ విత్ 0 is not possible. You are trying to divide a number by 0. Okay, so denominator value you are giving 0, which is not possible. That's mean division with 0 is not possible అని చెప్పి మనం అక్కడ ఒక చిన్న డిస్ప్లే మెసేజ్ యూజర్ కి ఇవ్వాలి. Okay, so that should be written in the catch block. And for the catch block we are giving some predefined exception, arithmetic exception. So what kind of exception it is? Arithmetic, because we have some types of exceptions. So this is an arithmetic exception. Okay, and we are creating an object for that arithmetic exception a. So this is how we need to handle the thing. Okay, so whatever the code you are trying to execute, and you may expect some error in that code, that should be written inside the try block. And how the system should respond, that should be written in the catch block. Okay, and after doing these two things, finally the system should display some message saying that log out. Okay, so finally block is something like whatever the activities that are going to be performed in last. Okay, and these activities must be performed. Okay, so compulsory జరగాల్సిన కొన్ని యాక్టివిటీస్ వాటన్నిటిని కూడా మనం ఫైనల్లీ బ్లాక్ లో రాయాలి. సింప్లీ finally and a keyword rasi, then we need to open the bracket and we write some statements inside that and we close the bracket. Okay, so this is what we need to do for the exception handling concept. So I have executed this program. Once again, I'll try to execute example 7a. Okay. Now I'll execute this. So it will display the message welcome first, and then it will try to divide the input a by 0, that means 5 by 0, which will give you an exception saying that division with 0 is not possible. And then it will display logout message. Okay. So as you can see here, the first message is welcome, and then division with 0 is not possible, that is displayed. And the third thing is logout, because logout is written in finally block. Right. So this is how we can execute the exception handling programs. Similarly, there is another program which is example 7b. There he told you to write multiple catches. That means oka try block ki multiple catch statements rayachu. Okay, oka try block ki multiple catch statements rayachu. Kani multiple try blocks rayakodu. We should not write multiple try blocks, but we can write multiple catch blocks. Example, suppose if I am giving 2 input values, okay, and both input values you have taken from the keyboard, right? Now there are 3 possible cases for this. One is if I am giving a comma b, both are integer values, then I can go forward and execute a by b, which will give you some result by dividing that number. That's the first case. Second case is if I am giving a value as an integer and b value as 0. So what should be the exception there? Arithmetic exception. That should be displayed, which is division by 0 is not possible. Okay, because one input value you are giving a, which is a number, and the second input value you are giving 0. Okay, so both the input values should be integer values. None of the input values should be an 0. So that's why this is the second case. And the third case is it is asking for enter 2 integers, but you are giving only 1 integer. 1 integer is missing. Okay, so you're giving only 1 number. Other parameter is missing. So that is the third case. So you can write 3 catch blocks for these 3 possible cases. One is if the input is both the integers, you can execute and give the result. Second one is if you are giving an input as one of the input as a 0, it will display a message saying that divisible by 0 is not possible. And the third case is if you are missing any parameter, that means you are not giving any value. It is asking for 2 values, but you are giving only 1 value. And at that time, there is an exception called input mismatch. Okay, that should be given. So see here. So public static void main, then try block. So first of all, it will print the welcome statement, and then you are taking some input value. Input value in Java, if you want to take some input values, you need to write a scanner function. Scanner, new scanner of system.in. okay, which scanner is a class which is used to get the input from the keyboard. Okay, then enter a value, then int a is equal to sc dot next int of. So this is the method which will take you some, which will ask you to enter some number. Similarly, b value, a and b values both are taken, and you're dividing that a by b. Okay, if everything is fine, both are integers, then it will display the result, and that will be stored in C, and that will be displayed here. Okay, then if the input mismatches, that means input లో మీరు ఒక వాల్యూనే ఇచ్చారనుకోండి, అప్పుడు అదేం డిస్ప్లే అవ్వాలి, రాంగ్ ఇన్పుట్ అని డిస్ప్లే అవ్వాలి. రెండోది, ఒకవేళ మీరు వన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇన్పుట్ వాల్యూ 0 ఇస్తే 0 divisible with 0 is not possible అని చెప్పి డిస్ప్లే అవ్వాలి. Finally, you should log out. Okay, so that is a program that is also executed. I have executed this. Let me check. Right, it is asking for enter a value. Suppose I am giving a value as 15 and it is asking b value. I am giving b value as 0. Then division with 0 is not possible, and then you are logging out. So this should be displayed. What if I am giving both the integer values? Okay, now you are giving a value as 15 and the b value as 5. So what should be the answer? 15 by 5 is 3. So the division is 3, then log out. Okay, once again, the third case is, if I am giving the value as 5 and a b value as some character p, wrong input. Both inputs are not matched. So that's why wrong input. So that is the case here. So these are the 3 possible cases for the above program. Okay, hope you understood these programs, right? Please make sure that you are typing these without any mistakes and execute the program with any online editor, or if you have Java in your laptops, you can go ahead with Java. Otherwise, any online editor, you can type the program and execute there, right? Thank you.